Welcome to another Java scenario review. This video will review random motion. In the example, I will create random motion using the fish object. To do this, I will use the move method and then define the minimum and maximum random ranges from the distance argument. Finally, I will nest all my random methods into the doTogether control structure. Combined, the motion created will be random and lifelike. Let's watch the animation, then I will create the code for you. I'll begin the animation by clicking the Run button. As you can see, the animation is short. So I'll click the Restart button multiple times and pay attention to where the fish ends. The fish will end, its ending location will be in random spots. Notice diagonal movement. Before I create the code, let's compare the code to the animation to follow what is happening. So to do this, I had three move methods, and I wanted the fish to be able to move left, to move right, and to move up. And in order to have a more realistic motion, I wanted the ability for the fish to have diagonal movement as if it were drifting in the water. And to do this, I added the doTogether control structure. So I nested the move statements or the move methods into the doTogether control structure. For the random motion, what I had done is I defined a minimum and maximum range for the distance that the fish would travel. In this case, I selected 0 and 2 for the left, right, and up motion. You can select whatever ranges you want. You'll notice I don't have a down move method. I could have added the down method, but I would have had to add a little bit more logic in there to ensure that the fish doesn't go below the floor of the sea or below this axis of my world. Otherwise, that wouldn't be realistic. So just to simplify, I removed that method. So let's look at it again and see if we can actually see how the logic is working. So you can see that, let's restart, it's moving up and a little to its right, up and a little bit to its left, up only, up a little bit to its right, up and to the left quite a bit. So let me go ahead and remove the code and I will recode it for you. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select my fish object. So I can click here on the fish, or I can go to Instance and click my clownfish. And then what I'll do is go to my procedures, and I'm going to select the move method and drop it in. It prompts me for a direction. I will select left, and then it prompts me for an amount. And this amount is just going to be a placeholder until I define my minimum and maximum range. So let me just put in a placeholder of 1. And then I'm going to, as a shortcut, I'm going to select the control button, hold it down. I'm going to click this tile and drag and drop it, and then repeat. It's just a quicker way than grabbing these over and over again, and it's just a shortcut. And you'll notice as you're using larger and larger chunks of code that have been nested, that can save you quite a bit of time. So let me select right, and I'll keep the distance as 1, and then finally I'll select up. And now I'm going to put in my random ranges for each. And what I could do, if I was a little smarter, is I could have selected my random ranges and then I could have copied those all the way down. But in this situation, I'd like to repeat it just so you see it multiple times. So I can click the duration amount, and I can roll down and I'll see random. And from random, I get the opportunity to select my minimum and my maximum. And I'm going to select 2, 5, and I'm going to go up to a range of 2. Now what I'd like is I'd like my minimum range to be 0, but I'll set that in just a second. I've found it's easier to select a minimum range that pre-exists and then define it later, especially in this example. So I'll set my minimum range as 0.25, and then I'll go a maximum range of 2, and you'll see 0.25 and 2 populate. And now I'm going to change 0.25 to 0 by going to custom decimal number, and you'll see 0 is there, and I select OK. So now I have my real numbers range as 0 and 2. Again, I could copy these using Control, and I could copy these down 2 more times and simply change this to right and up, but I'm just going to do this step multiple times for you. Let me go to amount, random, range, 2, 5, 2, change this to 0. That one's set. Go here, random, range, 2, 5, and 2. Change this back to 0. Okay, now let's run it and see what happens. Diagonal movement. Now you'll notice that's not lifelike, and it's following. It's doing random movement, but it's not very lifelike. Let's watch it again. Over, up. So in order to create the lifelike feeling, again, I will add the do together control structure. I'll go ahead, but above, drop it where we really want, because I'm going to finally drag each tiles in and nest them. And as they're do together, the order of each move method does not matter. I can change these around. I just chose left, right, up. Let's go ahead and click run. Test it. And we have random motion.